So good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are seeing this. My name is Mário Diniz Ribeiro. I'm currently the president of the European Society of Gastrointestinal Endoscopy, and it's my pleasure, together with Pradeep Bhandari, to present you the winners of this year's Innovations of the Year award. Of course, we plan to give and to deliver this face-to-face, but we are living a unique situation and it was impossible to do it. Nevertheless, we want to honor and to once again acknowledge everyone that applied for this award, and of course the awardees. We have two winners, one for the best new device and another one for the best procedural that Pradeep will present you. And this prize, just a short note, started a couple of years ago when we launched this Congress in Budapest, and it started by a very small initiative, and now it's one of the major delivers that we do to our community. So I'm very happy and very proud of our community that submitted so many applications, and of course I want to congratulate the winners.
My name is Pradeep Bhandari. I'm the current chair of the research committee at the ESGE. ESGE has a core aim of promoting research in endoscopy and innovation. So keeping that aim in mind, ESGE started Innovation Award back in 2018, and despite all the current difficulties, we've continued to promote these awards. And I am pleased to announce that this year we had a great interest in the Innovation of the Year awards. We had very good 15 applications coming from 13 different countries under the categories of top device as well as top techniques. These applications then get assessed by the governing board as well as our entire scientific committee, and everybody marks them. Based on their marks, we managed to pick out the top device as well as the top technique. The top device went to our colleagues in Brussels, and you'll hear from them. And the top technique went to our colleagues in Ecuador, and again you will hear from them about their idea. So I'm really pleased that ESGE is continuing to support this, and I'll encourage all our young as well as experienced endoscopists to continue to innovate and keep pushing the boundaries of endoscopy, and ESGE will remain right behind you.
So our invention is the MAGUS device. It's two magnets that are linked by a self-retractable wire, and the magnets intend to realize a compression anastomosis. So by compression, the tissue induces ischemia, which induces necrosis, inflammation, and eventually the regeneration and the fibrosis of the tissues. And those magnets are linked by a self-retractable wire, which does something similar. By compression the tissues, it induces ischemia and the rest of the process. And we also developed a dedicated delivery system that is the procedure for the physician. So we came up with this idea. So at first we are working in a close collaboration between physicians and engineers. And we have developed a kind of relationship where engineers come at the hospital, they can see what are the procedures and so on, and we come always from medical problems. So here the medical problem was esophageal diverticulum, which lack of easy procedure to treat the diverticulum by endoscopy. And so at first we came with the idea of magnetic compression, but the problem here was that it lacked the cutting of the rest of the septum. So there was a good compression anastomosis at the bottom of the septum, but then there was a need for a second intervention. And two people of the team came up with the idea to use a wire to induce this compression. And that's when we linked both magnets with the wire. And then we tried to have something that is retractable. And so the idea came from watch springs actually that we use in the device that enables to retract the device by winding it. So the biggest challenge on the project, Apart from technical challenges such as finding something that retracts the wire properly, I think the biggest challenge was the regulatory point of view, because nowadays regulations are more and more complex, and so hopefully because of our long collaboration we know that this is a problem. So since approximately 5 years we have developed, we've put in place a new center, that is the Brussels Medical Device Center, which helps to get as far as clinical. And yeah, so that was the biggest challenge, the regulatory aspect. We faced it with the help of the Brussels Medical Device Center, and of course this needs a lot of money, so we also had the help of the Brussels region for this project in financial regard. And at this point we are also looking for more industry collaboration to be able to go to the next step of the device.
The new invention that we bring to the market and to the world now is the artificial intelligence applied to endoscopic ultrasound. This is a new kind of technology because until now we have a lot of new artificial intelligence that are developing in other areas of medicine, but until now we didn't have anything in endoscopic ultrasound. This is very important because this will help. The idea with this technology is that the computers learn about all the organs that they are looking for during a normal examination in endoscopic ultrasound, and this marks the first step in artificial intelligence for the future in diagnosis and treatment with this kind of technology. So the initial idea becomes to my mind due to the limitations that have a lot of physicians, a lot of gastroenterologists and endoscopists in the world, to have access to learn this kind of technology. That is very important because nowadays have much indications, not just for diagnosis and therapeutic. And until now there is a big limitation to have formal education and a formal training in this kind of technology. So we believe that with this new technology, physicians can diminish the learning curve for training in this kind of procedures, and also to apply to all the patients around the world. So the idea to develop this project and this new technology had a lot of limitation from the beginning, 3 years ago. So for us, as a country that is developing, the technology access sometimes is difficult. However, we have a lot of smart people and people who have a very good education from our universities, and due to the lack of money and lack of inversion in our countries, led us to have a limitation. However, with my team, my business team from the company, we arrived to find these people, to find this brain, because we needed engineers, software engineers, to help us to develop this. So we have a lot of software engineers worldwide, even in India, Japan, United States, Germany, but we find the correct people to work in this project. So and the most important, that believe in the project. The other big challenge that we had was how to create this. So working together with our engineers and our physicians, we arrived to have the idea first to create a platform where the physicians can train the computers, because until now many of the AI technology available is trained more for engineers and not for physicians, and this is a big challenge because the engineers doesn't understand nothing about medicine and the physicians doesn't understand nothing about engineers or software. So this was, I think, one of the second challenge, but the fusion of this, I think, was the success of this project. And now we are bringing to the market not just this new technology that is awarded in these European ESGE Days, but we bring also another technology that is artificial intelligence in cholangioscopy. That is another technology that we have in endoscopy. So I think these were the most important points. So now we develop a platform where we can train, the physicians can train the computers, and also that the computer now with the new software called AI Works from the Medicons group, we can accelerate the process of the computers to learn faster the training process.